So, I was going to make a video talking about Super Mario 3D All-Stars, but then I remembered the game was just a port of 3 Mario games. That's it. The graphics weren't updated, the controls weren't changed to be more streamlined, nothing. And hey, I get it. The main appeal of this collection is that you can now play Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy on the go, which previously wasn't possible. I mean, unless you hooked up your GameCube to a TV in the backseat of your parents' car, but not all of us were rich, so nah. So there's not much we can really talk about in terms of 3D All-Stars. We can talk about the menu if you want. This ugly middle school PowerPoint menu. No thank you. Kind of a lazy special edition collection if you ask me. But Nintendo hasn't always been like this. They have a history of releasing Mario games in super charming ways. So, take a seat and let's talk about the history of Super Mario All-Stars. And by All-Stars, I mean basically any Mario game that saw a re-release, remake, remaster, collection, all that stuff. You get the idea. Let's kick it off with the cream of the crop, the OG Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo. Already! You see this intro? You see all that? We call that effort. Everyone's chatting and having a fun time until we show up, where they then go silent. Yeah, story of my life. I just want to play the games now, and oh my gosh, more effort! The game selections. You get this adorable lineup of Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3, and the Lost Levels? Where'd they go? As we all probably know by now, The Lost Levels was the original sequel to Super Mario Bros. In Japan. However, it originally wasn't brought overseas because the game was way too impossible and kinda resembled the original Mario Bros. And Nintendo wanted to have something different for its sequel, and they've stuck to that mindset ever since. Anyway, the games themselves have also been remade from the ground up, making full use of the 16-bit capabilities of the Super Nintendo. The original games weren't just ported over to be played on the next-gen console. The artwork, music, and even controls and physics to a lesser extent were all remade. This is how I first experienced the NES Mario games, and I loved it. Mario and Luigi were more distinct from one another, making Mario more, well, you know, fatter, and giving each background much more life and personality. My personal favorite stages were the ones that took place at night. As a kid, I thought these colorful stars in the background were fireworks. Cause I'm kinda dumb. Yeah, the controls were kinda altered and the games feel a bit floatier and icy, but that's like the only complaint I have. The amount of effort that went into this game was crazy. Heck, they even re-released the collection a year later, this time adding in Super Mario World, the most recent Mario game at the time. That's like adding in Mario Odyssey to the 3D All-Stars collection. Or Mario Galaxy 2, you know, whatever. All in all, the Super Nintendo All-Star games gets a 9 out of 10 for me. In 1999 on the Game Boy Color, Super Mario Deluxe was released. The game was based on the original Super Mario Bros. So at the time, simply porting over an NES game to a handheld made sense. The OG Game Boy couldn't really emulate the power of an NES, but the Game Boy Color could. Makes sense! Could've stopped right there. But they didn't, because Super Mario Deluxe not only has levels from the original Mario Bros, but so many extra features. There's a challenge mode where you need to find hidden objects in a stage, testing your Mario skills. They added in multiplayer where you could link up with another person and race through the stages. My brother and I did this so much before we lost the link cable and could never do it again. You could even screw over your opponent by hitting blocks and throwing up obstacles to slow them down. It's the little things that really make a world of difference. Oh yeah, and did I mention, there's 8 extra worlds thrown in. 8! All based off of the Lost Levels. So once again, we have something that could have been a simple port, but Nintendo, being Nintendo, threw in so many cute and extra features, making this Game Boy port one of the most memorable Mario experiences you'll ever have. 9 out of 10. Again. Super Mario Advance. Is it really an advanced Super Mario? Yeah, for sure. I guess. The games were once again remakes of Mario 1, 2, 3, and World. Not released all together, which I guess kinda sucks, but it's fine, I don't care. These games were obviously on the Game Boy Advance. They took inspiration from the Super Mario AllStars version of these games, which is why they look a bit similar. They changed up the physics a bit though from its 16-bit counterpart, now feeling a bit more realistic and like a Mario game. But of course, the surprises don't end there. Super Mario Advance 1, which is based off of Super Mario Bros. 2, great, has a new boss that the series hasn't seen before, Roberto. A robotic birdo, and not a Mexican birdo, replacing Mouser for whatever reason. There were also time trials where you needed to visit each stage and look for Yoshi eggs, bigger and better sprites, more fluid animations, voice acting, you name it. These games aren't really all-star games per se, but they are a collection, so we're counting them. I never got to play the Advance series growing up. It honestly wasn't until I was in my 20s and had my own money that I got to play them. And surprise, surprise, they were great. 8 out of 10. Just to change things up. Super Mario 64 DS. Was this game just Mario 64 on the DS? Yes. And no, 2004 was a pretty ambitious time. The idea of having a 3D game be on a handheld device seemed cuckoo. But they did it. Mario 64 DS does indeed have the core game of Mario 64, and depending on who you ask, they'll say the game looks a bit prettier. I'm one of those people. Obviously, it wasn't too perfect because playing a 3D game with a D-pad is like trying to tie your shoes while wearing Hulk hands. But the additions don't end there, because there are 3 other characters to unlock and play as: Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario. Because Nintendo doesn't care about Waluigi. New characters means new power-ups, new stages, new gameplay mechanics to master. There's so much extra content here that I don't think a lot of people were expecting. I mean, the second you see the box art for Mario 64 DS and see 4 characters on the cover, your imagination is gonna run wild. Plus, there were minigames. I think I spent more time playing minigames than I did the core game. 7 out of 10. But now, we're here, at the true level of laziness. Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii. Meant to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the series, this momentous occasion was celebrated by literally re-releasing Super Mario All-Stars from the Super Nintendo to the Wii. Now on paper, not a bad idea. You could really clean up the graphics and make it shine. Add in some new... I'm gonna stop you right there, because they didn't do any of that. It is literally the Super Nintendo game on a Wii disc. Right down to showing a Super Nintendo controller in the tutorial slot. Really? You couldn't just Photoshop in a Wii remote or something? The game did come in a nice box, I guess, along with a little booklet going over Mario's history, if you care about that stuff. And even if you do, remember, this game came out in 2010. Most people want to watch videos on this stuff, not read manuals. If this booklet came with the original Super Nintendo release of the game, that'd be pretty cool. But hey, we do get a CD of the game's music. Like 5 songs, because I kid you not, half of this CD is just Mario sound effects, like the jump. Yeah, don't you want to listen to that on your way to school? This is genuinely like the first time I ever thought, what are you doing, Nintendo? This game is kinda useless, especially being released on the Wii. One of the Wii's most valuable features was the Wii Shop channel, a place where you could just buy most of these old school games on a whim for a good value. So many people were already playing Mario Bros on their Wii and paid like $5 for it. So the fact that these literal SNES games were being sold for like $60 was mind-blowing. 3 out of 10. New Super Mario Deluxe. Whatever, I don't know, 3 out of 10, it's fine. Which brings us to the present, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. As we've seen, the Mario collections throughout the years have mainly been really valuable and awesome, having so many cool new features and big additions that fans of the games who've already played these titles could get something new out of them. I normally wouldn't care if 3D All-Stars were just basic ports, but I don't know. The fact that they were in celebration of Mario's 35th anniversary is kind of a big deal. And it's not like the Mario series is dead or anything, and they're just trying to squeeze whatever life is left in the series. I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. Regardless, Mario has clearly made an impact in so many people's lives, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Super Mario 3D All-Stars gets 4 out of 10.